Finally, finally, we are commencing the show with my favorite, with my lovely Susana Santos. You know, it's been quite some time since I last used this beauty. Distracted Gardener, hello. Candy, how you doing? Let me introduce you to Susana Santos, Candy. Isn't this a lovely specimen? Purple is my favorite color, in case you didn't know. And look at the zigs and the zags. Look at all the zags and the zigs. And of course, we got my man's Yoda. You know what I'm saying? We got my man's Yoda ready to go. Today we gonna get this thing started. No, I didn't get a retwist. I got lined up. Hassan, isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing what a trip to the barbershop can do? Because I mean, my hair isn't terrible right now. It's not that great. But no, I didn't get a retwist. You go to the barbershop and they touch you up. It's truly amazing what the barber can do for a man. You know what I'm saying? We got my boy Kyle in the building. We got Roxy. We got You Don't Like My Music. We got everybody in here. And we jamming too. We jamming to some music in the background. You know what I'm saying? I really like this right here. Where we gonna go from here? Okay, yeah. What's coming after this? I'm liking it. I'm smoking on some Dirty Shirley. I'm smoking some Dirty Shirley. Yeah. This is the real one. This is my favorite one. It took me a while to actually, take care of it, get back on board. But that's my favorite one right here. All right, let's jam out while we load up the bomb. Yeah, exactly, Hassan. I'm telling, man, the barbershop be saving people lives. My hair isn't horrible right now, but I need a retwist really bad. I need a retwist really bad. But man, barbershop will save your life. You know, sometimes that's all a man needs. Sometimes, you know, you feel like you could use $1 million, which, hey, I don't blame you. You know, I could use $1 million right now, too. Who couldn't? But sometimes all a brother needs is a good trip to the barbershop. You know what I'm saying? Just a quick little lineup, just a quick little freshen up, and then you'll be good to hit the streets. Man, we got some good jams in the back. We got Mystery Moon. We got Vincent. Man, we jamming today. And we just about ready to take this hit up out of Susana Santos. And then we gonna move on into today's stories. What we gonna smoke to? Susana Santos? This is one of them long mixes. Okay, here we go. This is a weed smoking song right here. Go ahead and load it up. If you got some coffee, whatever it is that you got, just listen to this jam in the background. Let's take this hit and then let's take off. Hell of a jam right there, man. That's a hell of a jam right there. Go ahead and send Mystery Moon some love, everybody. Send Mystery Moon some love. Hope that goes well for you. Definitely hate to hear that. Oh shoot! Hold on, I gotta open the stuff. My bad, y'all. We gonna keep on jamming for a minute. I gotta open the stuff up. We got some hot mic catching some people. We got Judge Tanya Chuckin, as I'm sure that y'all have seen, reinstating the gag order against Donald Trump. We got some commentary from Fox News. We got Flavor Flav singing the national anthem. You know, that's not really politically related, but we gonna watch it though. We're definitely gonna watch it. We gonna watch some Flavor Flav sing the national anthem. I got started. I didn't even open everything up. My bad, y'all. Give me one moment while I open stuff up. We actually got quite a bit of stuff to go over today, it looks like. Go ahead and load it. Go ahead and load your bongs up again, people. We're gonna take another hit. My bad, y'all. I forgot to open up these tabs. We good though. It's Monday. We jamming. We having a good time. We got Flavor Flav. Like I said, we gonna watch Flavor Flav sing the national anthem. You better believe that. We gonna take another hit. We was just gonna do one, but we gotta do two now that I gotta open all this stuff up. So just jam with me real quick. Let's speak the truth amongst ourselves. I'm just about finished. All right. What we gonna start with today? You know what? We gonna start with Flavor Flav singing the national anthem. That's what we gonna start with today. That's how we go get the show going today. Open up. There we go. Yes. The flavor of love. This how we gonna start the show today, everybody. But first we gonna take another hit because we jamming today. We having a good time today, man. I really appreciate all of y'all. Life is difficult. It is indeed. And it's the good people that carry us forward. It's the encouragement that we get along the way. It's the little things, you know? And I tell y'all all the time, and I mean it. Y'all be carrying me forward, man. Y'all carry me forward for real. So let's go ahead and take another hit. Load it up, everybody. You said Tyson Fury? Didn't Francis do really well against him? I didn't see the fight, but didn't he do really well against him? Man, I remember, y'all remember a couple of weeks ago, hold on, what the hell was I about to say? I forgot. Oh yeah, I was talking about Candace Owens. A couple of weeks ago, y'all remember? We was watching this segment and Candace Owens was like ripping on Taylor Swift. And then she was like, I used to like music when I was younger. So you grew up and you don't like music no more. Music is beneath you. It's too, you know what I'm saying? Music is too immature for you. She's such a miserable person. Like, who does? What do you mean I used to like music? Music is something you like more as you get older. How can you not like, what are you talking about, Candace? I used to enjoy music. Go ahead and take this puff with me. We got Fritz in the building. What's going on? Where Fritz at? Hey. Fritza, hello. I miss you. There we go. It's time to get it. We got Donald in the building too. Happy Monday, everybody. Fritz, we got Susana Santos in operation. Say hello to my lovely. Now, Soul Life, what's popping? Right, exactly. That was like I remember I was really into music when I was younger, and then I outgrew it. Like, oh, Candace, you're such a bore. What a boring person. I don't like music anymore. What? Goodness gracious. Now let's go ahead. We have to start today off with Flavor Flav singing the national anthem. It's a must. It's mandatory. I saw this and I said, nope, we're doing it. So let's do it.
We're so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs burst, sting in there, gave proof to the night.
Man, Flavor Flav don't give a damn, man. And look, listen, you gotta appreciate that about him. Flavor Flav, for what I know, he has avoided a lot of controversy. As far as I know, I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but he seems to have avoided controversy enough. And he's just a guy who is himself. He's just eternally himself, and he shows up and he does his thing. I remember they were doing the I think it's VH1 that does it. I don't remember exactly, but the roast where they roast celebrities. They were roasting Flavor Flav, and then I think it was I don't remember who it was, Cat Williams, somebody who was like, "Man, you don't really care that they saying all this about you," and he was like, "I don't care what they say. They got to pay me, boy." He said they got to pay me. I'm like, yeah, you can't even be mad at it. You know what I'm saying? Like, who really can say that they've sung the national anthem at a professional basketball game? Hey, go ahead and add it to your resume.
That our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star spangled banner
Hey, I gotta hear Roseanne because I didn't hear Roseanne.
yet wave?
Go ahead and hit that shit.
Or the land of the free
He went up there.
and the home of the brave, of the brave,
Oh, he gonna hit it
the
again.
brave.
Flavor Flav.
And they finish it off. Flavor Flav. It's Flavor Flav, everybody. Hey, but you know what? Like I said, I ain't even mad at it. They gave him a donkey. Looked like the Breakfast Club gave them a donkey of the day. They had Flavor Flav. Bro, whose idea was this? I really want to know whose idea this was. I really want to know. Like, I want to know how this came to be. Like, was it his idea? Was it one of his people's idea? Like, who picked up the phone and said, "Yo, you wanna sing the national anthem?" You like, hell yeah, they gotta pay me though, and you know they did. Hey, go ahead and do it. Like I said, how many people, how many people can say that they sang the national anthem at an NBA game? You feel me? Like, how many people could really say that? Go ahead and do your thing, brother. Get your money. Oh shit, that was funny. A good way to start off the show indeed. Uh, all right. Now, let's see where we gonna go next. It appears that Kevin McCarthy has a primary challenger, a MAGA primary challenger. Y'all, the Republicans getting rid of Kevin McCarthy was like just it just really was a bad move. Nothing good came from it, but it's incredibly unproductive. Like Kevin McCarthy raised a lot of money for Republicans, and now he's been replaced with a guy, Mike Johnson, who is more extreme than him, but don't nobody know who he is. And you know, there was no problem solved by getting rid of him, but that's their problem. So let's see let's see what it says. Their problem is Jessica Burbank over there on the right. Former Speaker Kevin McCarthy is getting a primary challenger in his reelection race for his House seat representing the state's 20th congressional district. David Giglio, who previously lost a congressional bid for the state's 13th district, is running as an America First Republican who will fight alongside President Donald Trump in 2024 as he wages war against the corrupt Uniparty. Giglio also took direct aim at McCarthy, who was ousted from his post October 3rd when 8 Republicans joined Democrats in favor of a motion to vacate the chair of Speaker. The rebel group of Republicans was angry about McCarthy's last minute bipartisan deal to keep the government funded. Oh, brother. So, I mean, they're good for nothing. Republicans, they're good for nothing. Like, Kevin McCarthy this is what the quote from what he said. Kevin McCarthy failed the American people. He put failed in all caps so that you know. Um, yeah, he's not. Nah, that's a fact. He's not enthralling enough. That's a perfect way to put it. Actually, that's really a perfect way to put it. I mean, bruh, like it's like getting rid of it's literally I mean, and again, Kevin McCarthy definitely wasn't somebody, he wasn't a boisterous leader. He wasn't, his nickname literally was spineless Kevin McCarthy. Everybody called him that. But mm, it's just funny how things go. Okay, so I was laughing because he put failed in all caps because he's a MAGA Republican, so he got to be like Trump. Kevin McCarthy failed the American people by not keeping his promises and capitulating to the corrupt Biden regime and the radical Democrats. Giglio said. So what was he just supposed to do? So I guess the government was just supposed to shut down then. So I guess that's what they wanted. They just want to create as much chaos as possible. And this isn't new, so it's not like this. We're just now discovering this. But I mean, for you to say this, I mean, what do you mean? He capitulated with the Democrats to keep the government open. Like, what? Like, so I guess it was supposed to shut down. There we go. Let's see. Uh, oh, y'all talking about? Oh yeah, she's definitely a good spot for that. Jessica has a lot of experience. She's worked with campaign other outside of just like doing analysis and commentary. She worked with Bernie's campaign. She's done a number of stuff, and she's like super educated. Like she got mad credentials and shit. So go ahead and get your money. Go ahead and keep on moving up. Do your thing. It's definitely good to see her. Anytime I see her like pop up, she definitely she deserves it 100%. All right, let's see. Where were we? Quote, Americans are fed up with the status quo and hungry for change. I intend to do whatever it takes to fight, win, and deliver it for them. He said on the campaign's donation page, help me defeat the swamp by making a generous donation below. And together we will send an American first fighter to Washington. He said, Kevin McCarthy, go ahead and get up out of here, brother. Go ahead and get your ass up out of here. We got you up out of the speaker seat. Hell no, Jessica ain't 6'2". Hell no. Oh, that's funny. Nah. I don't know if I wasn't supposed to say, I don't think she cared. No, hell no. Jessica's tiny. Let's see. Where should we go now? Okay, let's check this out. Rep Byron Donald says he's open to being Trump's VP, but that's really up to the president. Oh, and by the way, I'm sure y'all didn't think that, but but yeah, nah, yeah, nah. What I said Jessica's tiny, I didn't mean that in a bad way because I like me some tiny women. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying I wasn't speaking ill on her about that. But no, she's not 6'2". She's little. Okay, Byron Donald says he's open to being Trump's VP, but that's really up to the president. I haven't seen this. I just want to see how this goes down.
That will be my response to the president of the United States.
Congressman, I want to switch gears real quick, ask you about 2024, because I know some people would have liked to see you get the gavel, become speaker, but others say, well, maybe you have a different road ahead. Would you accept the vice president position if Donald Trump asked you to be his partner?
Well, look, Maria, first of all, I'll tell you, for Speaker Mike Johnson, I am happy for him. He's going to do a tremendous job leading the House of Representatives. You have a man of impeccable character, impeccable integrity, and the members have rallied around him. We're going to get back to work and do our jobs. With respect to being potentially on the ticket, that's really up to the president. I have no control over that. The only thing I'll say is I just want to do whatever I can to get our country on track. That's what I've always been committed to. So no matter what the role is, it's about getting our country back on track.
How would you assess the support from the African-American community for President Trump?
Oh, it's growing. I will tell you that right now, because at the end of the day, our economy is struggling. That's hurting every segment of America, including Black America, more and more Black America.
See, now, look, here's the problem, okay? Like, I know a variety of Black Republicans, and they're not all the same. But the problem with the Republican Party is it's so overtly racist and ridiculous. And it's just like, man, you're not truly gonna recruit people over there like that, man. Like honestly, bro, like a lot of the people who will tweet, a lot of the whatever Black people he talking about that'll tweet support for Donald Trump, they not finna go vote for him though. You feel me? Like and that's the truth. Like that don't just because you see a little bit of stuff here and there, some shit don't mean that people actually gonna show up to the polls because some 23-year-old or some 27-year-old tweets that they like Donald Trump. Like, because at the end of the day, people who are like really politically involved, those are the people that you have to really go after. So Black voters, Black people who show up to the polls for real, ain't nobody like Black people are not flocking over to the Republican Party. That's not happening. It's not happening. And the reason it's not happening is because they're so overtly ridiculous. There's plenty of criticism to go around for the Democratic Party. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, Black people overwhelmingly vote Democrat, not because, like the argument like, the Democratic Party is the plantation. So the Democrats, that's the plantation. So that means that the Republican Party is a better option. No, that doesn't mean that. The only other viable option, like that's not even really thinking. It's like, if anything, you should be if you really got beef with the Democratic Party, fine, then be an independent and go where it makes sense. But it doesn't make sense to be like, you know what? Now I'm a staunch Republican because I'm disappointed with the Democrats. Like, people aren't doing that. You feel me? Like, that's not happening. Not in any type of mass movement. Like, it's not. The Black people may not show up at the polls here and there because of what the Democrats are doing, but that doesn't mean Black people are going to flock to the Republican Party. That's ridiculous. It hasn't happened, and it's not going to happen. You feel me? Like, Republicans are like, fuck everybody who isn't white evangelical Republican Christian. Okay, so that's why y'all struggle so badly with everybody. It's really not complicated. All right, what we got next? Let's check out Vivek and Piers Morgan. Hold on, let's see. Hold on, where we at? I'm just catching up with y'all a little bit. Mike Johnson. You hear Mike Cock when you hear Mike Johnson. Yo, the nation is about to be flaming Mike Johnson because these people are ridiculous. These people are ridiculous, man. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and play this. Let's see what's up with this. Vivek is just so disingenuous. You just can't take anything he says seriously. And he's not obviously he's never going to get anywhere near the presidency, but like you can't even really get mad at the stuff that he says because you just know that it's just so disingenuous. So it's just like he's just an eye roll.
Was it diplomatic of you to say that if it was left to you, you'd see Israel putting up the heads of the 100 top Hamas leaders? That's not diplomacy. That's going to be a pouring a bucket of fuel onto a raging fire.
I actually think that might be far better, Pierce, as an alternative
Really?
to a prolonged ground invasion with Gaza involving a bunch of civilians versus taking the top 100 leaders
But isn't it
of
just
a
the
terrorist organization
But Vivek, isn't
that
this
are
just
carrying
the-
out
But Vivek,
a form of genocide.
Isn't that the kind of medieval barbarism which they perpetrated on the people of Israel on October the 7th?
I've actually just taken objections the other way, saying that that's far too limited in scope, right? Just to say the top 100 leaders of Hamas. Well, why wouldn't we expand the scope of who we hold responsible?
He's just like, okay, bruh. All right, now, let's see. This happened yesterday, actually. This happened yesterday. January 6th judge gags Trump again. Quote, defendant simply fails to acknowledge evidence that his true social attacks lead to threats against witnesses. Donald Trump is he's literally broken. Like he's a broken man. Like he can't do anything except continue to tumble down just that well of negativity that he's been in for so many years. Like he can't just 180 and change. Like this, he's just spiraling downward. He really is. Okay. After Donald Trump's January 6th trial, judge granted a temporary stay of a gag order and heard from both his defense lawyers and special counsel Jack Smith's team on the issue. U.S. District Judge Tanya Chutkin on Sunday reimposed the gag, noting that the former president, quote, simply fails to acknowledge evidence of a casual link between his true social attacks on witnesses and resulting threats and harassment. Judge Chutkin began her brief opinion and order by pointing out that Trump attorney John Lauro, when questioned by the court, dismissed concerns about harassment and threats as, quote, totally irrelevant. But they're so ridiculous. Like these people, and it's not just look, listen, you have to consider this for Donald Trump's general election campaign. Yeah, sure, he's won the Republican primaries, but you really got to think about his general election campaign in the sense that if he has these bottom of the barrel lawyers, look, nobody wants to work with Trump. Nobody who's really worth a damn because there's better opportunities for them. You know what I'm saying? Like Trump's a bad look on your resume. He's a ship that's going down. Like he's sinking. It's just if you're somebody who has something to lose for real, you're not going to attach your name to Donald Trump. And which is why he has these horrible lawyers now. But that's going to follow him into his general election campaign. What kind of people is he really going to be able to recruit to help him? Not only is he in this terrible position, but he doesn't pay people. So he does stuff like that. Like he won't pay people. You know what I'm saying? But he's really in a bad position. Like he really is. And it's all his fault. Like it's all his own doing. He really could have, even given the fact that he lost to Biden in 2020. Donald Trump could have gone into this re-election with with none of this on his plate. He didn't have to have any of these felonies. I mean, maybe the Stormy Daniels, but honestly, ain't nobody talking about that because that's like the lightest out of all of them. There's no reason for him to have these felony charges because he took all these documents and didn't give them back for as long as he did. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just Like, and again, all of that is his fault. All of that is his fault. Like, who, like I'm telling you, bro. Like, just even professionally, just on from a professional standpoint, there's so many other people to work with. Even if you're a power hungry, greedy son of a bitch, Trump, no, fuck no, bro. There's other people to link yourself to. Biden's better for that. If you're just because I mean, look, listen, let's be serious. There's evil afoot everywhere, especially within the political influences of this nation. A lot of things that are going on. But what ultimately reigns more supreme than that is just your general everyday greed. People just being, the super wealthy wanting more of what they don't need more of. I say that to say Joe Biden is a much better bet for Republicans or anybody than Donald Trump. Like and it's all his fault. It's all by his own hand. He could have went into this election without any of this bullshit, but he is who he is, so he's gonna be himself. All right. In the judge's view, however, the true social posts that directly go after potential witnesses, such as former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, are highly relevant because they threaten the integrity of the proceedings by intimidation. Quote, defendants' repeated appeals to broad First Amendment values therefore ignore that the court, pursuant to its obligation to protect the integrity of these proceedings, recognize those values, but in balancing them against the potential prejudice resulting from certain kinds of statements, found them outweighed, the judge wrote. And again, like why wouldn't he break this gag order? Why wouldn't? Man, this guy. Does anyone know when did he put though 9:21 in the morning? Okay, those are regular people hours. Because when we start to get over into when Trump be posting it, I'm most interested in his post that he puts out at like 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. It's all the same shit, but it's just hilarious because it's like this dude is like he doesn't sleep, bro. Like Trump is a mess. He's a mess, man. And he's gonna keep becoming more of a mess as he keeps losing in court. Does anyone notice that the election rigging Biden administration never goes after the riggers, but only after those that want to catch and expose the rigging dogs? Massive information and 100% evidence will be made available during the corrupt trials started by our political opponent. We will never let 2020 happen again. Look at our result. Our country is being destroyed. MAGA. Like, look, oh my, like, bruh, like, I'm not even going to read all of this. What? Look at this. And again, to what avail? Like he's doing this because he's trying to gain people on his side. But it's just so pathetic. Like this dude is such a pathetic loser. Like, bro, you don't even have to be in this situation at all. Like, I'm not even gonna read this shit. It's too much. Like monster Donald J. Like he's so ridiculous. All right, let's see what's up. Actually, maybe let me see. Before I do that one. Here we go. Here we go. I'll just be looking up at random shit that Mike Boy be saying. Just one of the things that makes him so funny is he's just this how casually he says things. Like it'll slip by you. You're like, what? What the fuck did he just say? Like, bro, you funny, man. All right. Trump launches new attacks on true hater judge after she reinstates gag order. And this is what I'm saying. It's like, oh. Like, bruh, like who that is worth anything is gonna want to be attached to his general election campaign? Are you serious? Are you serious? And while the campaign's going on, he gonna be in court for stuff. A lot of these trials for this stuff start next year. Like, bruh, like this, he's gonna be losing his mind. Bruh, Donald Trump is about to be losing his like we've never seen before. And again, like, bro, you almost 80 years old. What a true hater. She's a hater. She's hating on you. Like, what are you talking about, you fucking idiot? Like, he's so stupid. Like, bro, Donald Trump is honestly one of the dumbest people I have ever heard of, seen, read about. He's so unintelligent. Donald Trump, okay, let's just get back to what he said. So this happened after she put the gag order back in. I always am curious to see what time he put these at. Was it at 3:30 in the morning?
Why didn't they start the totally political Biden indictments in court cases 3 years ago instead of in the middle of my campaign?
Bruh, honestly, at this point, that doesn't matter either. Who cares? Bro, who cares? It doesn't matter. You know, that could be an argument, but the way you looking, it don't help you no more. Like, this dude is out of his mind.
Third world country election interference. If they started the highly political Biden indictments 3 years ago, everything would now be finished. They waited until my campaign began.
You know what's funny about this, y'all? You know what's really funny about this? Nowhere in there did he say, I didn't do these things. Nowhere in there did he say that. That's not what he said.
The Obama-appointed federal judge in D.C., a true Trump hater, is incapable of giving me a fair trial. Her hatred of President Donald J. Trump is so great that she has been diagnosed with a major and incurable case of Trump derangement syndrome.
Like, bro. Like, bro, she just gave you a gag order. And it's like, even if it's like, well,
Technically, technically, I can talk about the judge. Technically,
it's like, but why do it? Why do it at all? Like, bro, this dude, have you ever seen a person who's more of their own worst enemy? No, y'all really think about this, bro. Like, this dude, Donald Trump, was the president of the most powerful country in the history of civilization. And look at him. Look at him. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you serious? Like, bro, how the fuck did this idiot become president of this country? Look at this dude. He gets a gag order, and the same day, like, bro, like, how did this man become president? It says a lot about a whole lot, but one of the funniest things is man, people really don't like Hillary Clinton. Oh my God. Man, people don't like Hillary Clinton. For whatever it's worth, for whatever it means. Oh my God, people don't like Hillary Clinton. God, this guy. I mean, he's so exhausting. And again, now think about that professionally. Who wants to work with this man?
these highly political,
Quote, parentheses.
all started by crooked Joe Biden lawsuits and indictments, shouldn't be allowed to start until after the election is over. Our founding fathers are looking down at Biden with scorn.
And again, what does any of this do to you? What does any of this do for you? What are you Like, bro, okay, so it shouldn't be allowed. This shouldn't be allowed to be happening, but it is happening. The fuck you mean it shouldn't be allowed to happen? Motherfucker, it is happening. The fuck are you talking about? And then he talking about our founding fathers are looking down. What are you talking about, bruh? No, what do you mean they're looking down? What is that? What is that worth? Bro, Donald Trump is, man, again, I ask you again, have you ever in your life seen a person who's more of their own worst enemy? Like this dude could be president again and he is just fucking it up. Like he's just fucking it up for himself completely. It's amazing. Like, bro, you got the whole Republican Party behind you and you're just fucking it up every day. What are you talking? This shouldn't be allowed to happen. It is happening. You fucking child. And people want this dude to be the president of the United States for what? He's a fucking joke. All right, let's see what Jeanine Pirro is talking about. The Five host Jeanine Pirro shows strong disapproval over employees taking sick leaves for mental health days. Let's just see what she has to say, because I haven't heard it.
Welcome back. There's a huge rise in Americans taking and faking sick days. Perfectly healthy workers are lying to their bosses over the real reason why they're calling out. Some attribute it to their frustrations or mental health, while others simply put it this way, saying, quote, "It was a gorgeous day. I just wasn't in the mood to work." Either way, there's a 45% increase in younger workers using sick days. Dana, I feel like you hate this stuff.
Well, if you're sick, you shouldn't come to work because nobody else wants to get your germs. I just remember, even from when I was a little kid, I hated to miss school. And if I was legit sick and I had to stay home, I was so nervous about anything I was missing at school, not socially so much, but from the homework perspective. I never wanted to be behind. And I still feel like that today. I don't like being away from work, but I appreciate the time off when I get it. I would never take a fake sick day. I just wouldn't do it. I love working. I love being here. And I don't know what I would do if I found out someone on my team took a fake sick day. I don't know what I'd do. I'd probably be like Sheila
Tracy Flick
on them.
Well, I would be scared too that someone would find out.
Yeah.
Like no repercussions, Greg?
Well, I'll just have to point out that in the green room, Dana asked me if she would be, if there were any availability to work on my holiday shows. And I'm not joking.
No way,
I know.
Dana.
But you know what I hate?
Get some rest.
I know. You know what I hate? People who use their kids to get out of work, because I don't have that in my arsenal. So I have to come up with other lies. I might.
Just none of these, bro. None of them are serious, and that's what makes it so. That's what makes it so tragic, though, because none of them are. They're not serious, but people take them seriously.
Adopt a kid just to get off Fridays, right? I've been going to children's birthday parties, stopping by orphanages, doing a little window shopping.
Listen, if I'm here on Fridays, you better be here on Fridays, Gutfeld. You know what I would do? Remember the Office episode where Oscar called in sick and Dwight went to his house to conduct surveillance? And
Yes,
it turns out he wasn't sick, he was just gay.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
He caught him with his gay lover. That's what I would do. I would send someone to the house to confirm.
Oh my God.
Judge?
You see what I'm saying? Like, they're not serious. Like, none of them are serious. But man, but this shit makes this country tick, man. This type of unserious, just banter has completely taken over the political system.
So it's my turn after that?
Yeah.
All right. The only thing I can tell you is you're entitled to sick days. The question as to whether or not a mental health day is a sick day, to me, the answer is no. And, you know, I've heard people say, you know what, I'm going to be sick Thursday and Friday on Tuesday. That infuriates me because when I ran an office, nobody would dare do that. But this is post-pandemic. You know.
How Blur, you thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. And yeah, man, I think that's a close one, man. That's a close one because I was about to just flat out agree with you, but This is puzzling. What y'all think, man? Who's more annoying? Is Jesse Waters or Greg Gutfeld more annoying? Because again, I started to just give an answer, but then, oh man, this is tough, man. Now I'm gonna shit, man. I'm gonna be thinking about this for days. Yeah, I don't know. That's tough. That's tough, brother. Thank you again for the $5 super chat, but I don't know, man. I don't know. That's so hard.
You can blame for this. You could blame the pandemic and
I was going to say Fauci or China. Which one?
China.
What if you're sick in the head?
Huh?
What if you're sick in the head?
Yeah, then China too, for some reason. But the truth is that everybody's just getting lazier and nobody wants to work, and I can't stand it. And I'm like Dana, you know.
And again, that's obviously that's so untrue, man. Like nobody wants to work. Like, bro, people be working like 2-3 jobs. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? But of course, it's unless you got money to blow, you just must be lazy. You just must not want it. You just must not be trying. You feel me? Like, genius. Everything's so simple. I'm so brilliant because everything's so simple. No, you're simple-minded.
But I'm not interested.
You got money, but you simple-minded.
In working on a holiday, Greg. So don't ask me.
All I said was, if they, never mind.
But you see again, like none of them are serious, man. Like, cause she could say that, but like, if one of her family members was really going through something, like I'm sure she would like say the opposite. You feel me? Like, so like, but that's what's so dangerous about it is they just go on there and. But people be taking it serious. They're like, yeah, goddamn liberals don't want to work. Don't want to have jobs. Like, oh. Another day in the US of A. Trump tells Iowa crowd he has $100 million in legal bills. Like, what? Oh. Man, this is embarrassing. Like, this really is. Hold on, let's see.
Remember, I used to say a long time ago, before I did this stuff, before I was a politician, I hate to say that because I can't imagine myself being a politician. It's cost me a couple of $2 billion to be a politician. Everyone else they make. I said, no, we can't do that. I could have made a fortune. The countries are coming. We'd like to build a job and we'd like to have you involved. Billions, I say. I'm telling my kids, sorry, kids, we can't do it. I'm president. I respected the office. And then I get out and I see this stuff that Biden's been doing, and I say, well, I did it the right way. You know, the money. And my kids say, Dad, could we build a job here or there or in the Middle East? Certain countries, they had a lot of money and they'd love to build a nice Trump job.
Bro, he just rambles.
No, kids, you can't do that. It's a conflict. I didn't do that. So I was willing. And of course, then they made it much worse with legal fees. I have $100 million worth of legal fees, and they're doing good. At least I have good lawyers, because you could spend $100 million, have lousy lawyers too. That happens. But no, I said right from the beginning, I told Ben and Candy a long time ago, I said, you know, it's incredible. As soon as you win, they start coming to you about they want to do this. I told my kids that you can't do that. We can't do that. Too much respect for the office. And
God, and it, oh my goodness. I mean, what do you even say? Like what? Like, and that's what, and y'all, we still got over a year left. And it's, no, we got more than that, because look, we got over a year left for the election, but look, Republicans are never gonna shut up about this dude. I hope y'all realize that. Like, this is just another edition of the lost cause. Bro, Republicans are going to be about Donald Trump for years to come. Man. Old clip of Jenna Ellis returns to haunt her after she tearfully admits guilt in Trump case. And as we saw this,
thank you, Your Honor, for the opportunity to address the court.
We got Dora in the building. Hello, how are you?
As an attorney who is also a Christian, I take my responsibilities as a lawyer very seriously, and I endeavor to be a person of sound moral and ethical character in all of my dealings. In the wake of the 2020 presidential election, I believed that challenging the results on behalf of President Trump should be pursued in a just and legal way. I endeavored to represent my client to the best of my ability. I relied on others, including lawyers with many more years of experience than I, to provide me with true and reliable information, especially since my role involved speaking to the media and to legislators in various states. What I did not do was...
Okay, so we saw the rest of that. So this is a clip from Brian Stelter. It says, some people have been resurfacing my 2020 question to Jenna Ellis in light of her recent guilty plea. Hold on. Do we have to go here? Oh, yeah. Looks like we got to go to X. We have to go. It's so stupid. X.com. Like, bro, why? You didn't even have to buy it. You know what I mean? Like, you didn't even have to buy it, but you did.
This when your kids and your grandkids.
A citizen. No, he is the first one to actually use his platform as an American citizen to be able to call out the fake news media and say, because you are peddlers
You
of
understand
false
that, like, someday you're going to regret
you have
this,
for the
right?
past 3.5 years.
Someday you're going to regret this when your kids and your grandkids
No, I'm
look
standing
back
up
at this
for
time
truth.
and you use slurs and
Oh,
smears
now
like
you're going
fake
to the personal
news
attacks.
to
That's
hurt
when you
news
know you
outlets.
lost
No,
the
but it's
debate, Brian, is
Jenna,
when you can't even come on
I think in
facts
10 or
and
20
truth.
years,
No,
if we just
but
sit down
come
and
on,
talk
that's
about this,
really
you're going to
low,
recognize
Brian.
how damaging it was. How damaging it was to
and
use terms like fake news,
and
to
you know what? I'm
attack
gonna
journalists who were
recognize
trying to do their jobs.
In 15 or 20 years, you're not trying to do your job. You're not a journalist, Brian. You're an activist. That's the problem. You have an agenda, and your agenda is anti-Trump. The American people see through that, and they are very grateful that this president.
You know, it's always convenient when you know, like, you know, if you're a minor, you know, okay, you can play stupid, but you know, these people and they be in their 30s or however old they are, you feel me? Oh, I didn't know. I had no clue what was going on. Come on, bro. I had no idea, but you was playing it up like this though.
Is finally holding the fake news media accountable because you're activists. You're not reporting fact and truth. You won't even say that as a general
the reason why I think it's helpful to have these
factually false statement
conversations.
shouldn't ever appear in a media outlet.
Folks have
That's-
gotten
I mean, how
used
is
to these
that- that's
alternative
shouldn't even be an
realities, and I think it's important we see there are alternative realities.
How,
and
how
Jenna,
can
I appreciate you
how
coming
can
on
you
to
as
talk
a
about it.
journalist sit there, Brian? And you know what? I want to
One
wish
more bit of
President
Trump
a
news
very
to share
happy
with you?
birthday from CNN.
Happy birthday.
And this is from barely a year ago. Cry more, lib. And now she's like, oh, I had no idea what was going on. And these are just tweets. The sad part is she knew better back then. Of course she did. Because look what she was doing. Look how hard she was playing that role. It wasn't like, oh, I think this is right. It was like, no, she was just playing that role because of what she thought she was going to get out of it. Turns out you were right about her regretting it. It just happened faster than you predicted. Who's crying now, Jenna? If I knew then what I know now, Jenna Ellis. By the way, we all try to tell you, 81 million of us. Very different attitude before Jenna had to adopt the tearful little girl pose. Like, oh, I had no clue. I didn't know. I'm so innocent. Yeah, man. You know, that stuff like that can happen when you just are incredibly inauthentic and just do things for the greed. All right, let's see what's up with this. I don't really know. I just saw it. So Kelly Johnson, who is married to House Speaker Mike Johnson, practices an ancient form of Christian counseling that classifies people into choleric, phlegmatic, and other personality types purportedly ordained by God. Okay, so I mean, honestly, I don't really care that much about that. I was just pulling this up to apparently he's just kind of out there. And I don't know how well this is going to go for Republicans, man, because so much of the stuff that he has spewed, don't nobody want to hear that, man. Like if he's any kind of his authentic self, then he's going to be saying stuff like, "Oh, well, we need a federal abortion ban, and we gotta and what was it? Some instances where like no fault divorces are destroying the fabric of the nation. Like, what? Just these weird mystical things that are just like, bro, what about like, I think it's a little bit more simple than that. Things like people not having enough money to pay their bills, not having enough money to do X, Y, and Z. You feel me? Like it's not that complicated. Like, no, we can't let people get divorced because it teaches them to be quitters. Like, what? Hey, but and again, also too, just from a professional standpoint, it's just like, y'all had somebody who raised so much money. Kevin McCarthy raised a lot of money for them. And a lot of that, not all of it, but a lot of it has to do with the fact that people knew who he was, the recognition. Like people know who he is. Don't nobody know who Mike Johnson is. And he doesn't seem to really have the fervor or the energy or the charisma to make himself felt. You know what I'm saying? If he's just some quiet guy, then I don't know how well that's going to go for them. Despite the fact it took them four people, he was the fourth one, the last person they had. Oh, looks Republicans close to expelling him from Congress, so I'm opening that up in the other thing. Bow, bow. Hot Mike catches Trump being told he's in a different city than the one he thought he was addressing.
Trump also had some problems with U.S. geography as well. During that same speech, he appeared to forget which state he was in, saying he was in Sioux Falls, which is located in South Dakota, while he was actually speaking from Sioux City, Iowa.
Well, thank you very much, and a very big hello to a place where we've done very well, Sioux Falls. Thank you very much, Sioux Falls. So Sioux City, let me ask you, how many people come from Sioux City?
I think out of a lot, that's like out of the other stuff that he's done, that's like the weakest thing. Like in terms of just the ridiculous dumb shit that he says while he's on stage, this is like the lowest bar of it. You know what I'm saying? Like when he's talking about,
if I was on a boat and I was going to be electrocuted and I looked over to my right and I saw a bunch of sharks in the water, if I had a choice between dying by electrocution or getting eaten alive by sharks, you know what I'm going to choose? I'm going to choose being electrocuted.
or stuff like that. This is kind of weak sauce. It's still silly, but it's compared to all the other stuff that he be saying, it really ain't that big of a deal. All right, let's see what's up. Yeah, he losing his mind. He is getting maniacal. Like, bro, like he's just he gonna keep on spiraling. Cause again, he's put himself in such a mess. Like he is in a mess entirely of his own making. Like bro, like y'all, like Donald Trump could have he could have become he didn't need to lose re-election in the first place. I mean, let's keep it 100. He didn't need to lose in the first place, but he did. But he could be in so much better of a position were it not for him being who he is. He can't help himself. Republicans close to expelling George Santos from Congress, reports CNN's Manu Raju.
New York Republicans, freshman Republicans, are pushing an expulsion resolution. There's only been 5 members in United States history who have been expelled from the House. They would need 2/3 majority in the House to get there, a vote that could happen later this week. And in talking to those New York Republicans, they believe they are close to getting the votes they need to kick George Santos out of the House.
I think we're getting 2/3. There seems to be a good sentiment out there that enough is enough.
I think that people have seen over the last 10 months what a fraud he is. I mean, you know, you read either indictment, there's a clear outline that lays out the fabrications, the lies, the manipulation of donors and others that he has committed over the.
Roxy, I think it was I mean, I don't know exactly, but I guess my guess would be that these last set of felony charges that he got, including him basically just ripping off people's credit card information. I mean, I think that he's. I mean, what's the point in holding on to him? They might as well open the seat up for another Republican or even another Democrat, because I think that he's just too bad of a look. What can you really do with that guy?
Last, year or longer.
I think at this time it is absolutely inappropriate for him to serve. And I think there's significant support, certainly on both sides of the aisle. I understand hesitance, but this is a clear case of an individual who used every lie and misdeed in order to attain the very office he holds.
Now, Speaker Johnson has indicated that he is not supportive of that effort, given that Santos has not been convicted yet. Also, 2 censure resolutions, one against Rashida Tlaib, another one against Marjorie Taylor Greene. But there is opposition.
Right. He telling the truth. He just in the wrong universe. He in the wrong plane. That's all it is. You cracked it. You cracked the code right there. That's exactly what's going on. All right. Trump is terrified his entire fortune will be stripped away.
Knowing the man and knowing his sort of unbelievable obsessions, it's money, it's power, it's press, it's headlines, but this is attacking his money. I mean, he could be anywhere. By the way, he sort of was campaigning this weekend, but his head was still obviously somewhere else because he went to Iowa, but kept getting the name of the town wrong. Joining us now, let's see what George Conway thinks about this. Attorney and contributing columnist at the Washington Post, George Conway. Am I wrong in my analysis that he's showing up at this civil fraud trial a lot because this one gets him where it really hurts?
Yes, I fundamentally agree with that. I think it's even more, in a way, it's even more fundamental. This puts him out of business. This case is putting him out of business. Even if... Yeah, absolutely, and that's his essence, and I think that he's terrified that he's not going to have the Trump Tower anymore. He's not going to have all the things that he has bragged about for decades, for his 60, for 6 decades. That's going to be gone, and he won't be able to run a business. And the question is, how much money is he going to be?
Yo, you said Conway haircut. Like you go to the barbershop and be like, just give me the Conway. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm Conway today. Give me the Conway. I like that.
Allowed to keep from that. And that to him that's striking at the core of Donald Trump.
So a random question. When you're
You're like, no, not the Kanye, the Conway. Way of the con.
fined $10,000 by a judge, do you have to actually give that money the next day? Do you have time? Can you put it on a credit card? How does that work?
Well, I think I saw some correspondence in the news media that was reported that Alina Habba's firm actually wrote the check on behalf of Trump and submitted it to the Client Protection Fund or whatever the order required in New York. So he has paid that. I mean, obviously, at this point, it's just symbolic and trivial to Donald Trump at this point. But the fact is that after a while, if he keeps engaging in this conduct, attacking Justice Engoron and his law clerk.
And he, as we just went over, he was attacking Chuckin the same day that he got the gag order reinstated. Talking about, this shouldn't be allowed to be happening. Dude, okay, that's great that you think that. That is fantastic that you feel that way, but it is happening. So
he could actually be sent to the Tombs or somewhere, with the main jail in New York City. But we'll see how that goes.
I'm not sure. How would you put a former president in lockup in New York City with Secret Service? I mean, the reason I ask about the money is because I'm not sure how possible that is. And so maybe they could put him under, tell him to stay home or something. But the bigger question is, could those fines get bigger and bigger and bigger as he misbehaves?
Yes, the fines can get bigger and bigger as he misbehaves. I mean, one method that has been used by courts in the past to enforce criminal contempt sanctions or civil contempt sanctions is to keep increasing the fines geometrically. 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, and Justice Engoron could keep ramping those figures up. He certainly has a record to do that, having basically had Trump violate the order multiple times right under the judge's nose in the courthouse.
Right. Okay, so this week, several members of the Trump family will be taking the stand in the $250 million civil fraud trial against the former president and his company. The New York State Attorney General's office announced on Friday they plan on calling Trump's oldest children to the stand on separate days this week. Donald Trump Jr. will testify this Wednesday, followed by Eric Trump on Thursday and Ivanka Trump on Friday. The former president himself is expected to be called next Monday. Prosecutors say they expect Trump will be their final witness. Meanwhile, Trump has not let up on his attacks against the judge in the case. On his Truth Social page, Trump called Judge Engoron crazy and corrupt. Trump has already been fined twice for breaking a gag order for speaking against.
Look at all of this. And of course he didn't type that out. He probably texted. I don't know, but bro, just shut up. Just be quiet. Bro, this dude was the president. He was the president. And he's trying to be president again. And it's just wow, oh my God.
Against the court staff. There's no protection against speaking against the judge or prosecutors. Just, George, there's so many questions here, but procedurally, first of all, can they not show up for some reason, the family members? And if they do, can they plead the fifth and not answer questions? Or do they have to show up and do they have to answer questions?
They have to show up, but they can take the Fifth Amendment. Okay. They are under subpoena. They're being called as what in trial terminology, they're being called as hostile witnesses who are not cooperating with the plaintiff here being the state of New York, and they have to show up because they'll be under court order to show up, and they can be held in contempt and sent to jail if they violate that order. But they can't.
Look how turned up he just.
If they violate that, and they can.
Donald Trump Jr. He beat it. That boy be coked out. Look at how turned up he is.
Held in contempt and sent to jail if they violate that order. But they can take the fifth, and that's going to be the interesting question to me. I mean, how do they handle this? Eric Trump, according to the prior papers filed in the case, pleaded the Fifth Amendment over 500 times at his civil deposition in one day. In this case,
so
Donald Trump Sr. It's the fact of the matter is, because it's a civil case, the invocation of the Fifth Amendment can be used to draw a negative inference against the defendant. A trier of fact, whether it be a judge or jury, can conclude, he's not answering that question. It must be because he committed fraud, or he lied previously, or he did something bad.
It is an answer.
You can't do that. You can't make that. Right. You can't make that inference in a criminal case, but that's one of the reasons why this case is so dangerous to Trump, is that the assertions of Fifth Amendment, and Donald Trump himself asserted the Fifth Amendment over 440 times at his deposition in this case, that can be used against the defendant to infer, to allow the trier of fact, the judge.
Oh, we got my boy Mike, man. Thank you so much. I didn't even peep that until just now. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of y'all. But again, thank you, man, for real. Everything is coming along. We moving forward. And you know what I'm saying? What we building together is definitely tangible. This ain't no maybe not type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Because all of us banding together, we building this shit one day at a time. I appreciate you.
Judge here to infer that this was a giant fraudulent enterprise, which he essentially has already.
Where Trump ran out of court.
Let me go talk to the cameras. I have to go talk, shift public opinion. I'm losing in court, so I have to bro, just be quiet.
Nope. Ain't happening. Ain't happening. Don't expect it. What if he just did get on house arrest and he can't be on the media? Whatever ends up happening to him, again, it's completely his fault. It's 100% by his own hand, all his own doing. He doesn't have to be in any of this, none of this. He's so stupid.
This week, as former President Donald Trump came face to face with his former fixer, they call him, Michael Cohen, for the first time in 5 years. Cohen took the stand as a witness in Trump's $250 million fraud trial, and there was no shortage of drama to the proceedings. Fresh off his testimony, Michael Cohen, author of Revenge, How Donald Trump Weaponized the U.S. Department of Justice Against His Critics. That's the name of the book. He joins us now. Michael, I must start with this. Take a listen to what Trump said about your testimony after he abruptly exited the courtroom on Wednesday.
The witness just admitted that we won the trial, and the judge should end this trial immediately. Thank you.
And again, what does that mean? What does that mean? He just comes out and the witness just admitted that, what did he say? That I won the trial or something?
The witness just admitted that I completely won the trial.
Like, huh? I'm not an attorney, but I don't think that's how it works. I don't think it's just like all of a sudden because of something the witness said. It's like, oh, yep, this is done. Like, huh?
What's your response?
Yeah, I don't know where that even came from, to be honest. Donald Trump lives in a reality that only exists from his left ear to his right ear. Nobody else saw or heard any testimony from me that exonerates him that he won the trial.
That's what I'm saying. Like, because I say so.
In fact, his lawyers made a motion for a directed verdict that Judge Engoron stated, and I've never heard a judge say this before, absolutely denied, not once but twice. So where he comes up with this nonsense that we won, that my testimony, I said that he won, I have no idea what this guy talks about. There's reality and then there's Donald.
Now, Trump's outburst came just hours after he was slapped with a $10,000 fine for violating his gag order with these comments. Take a listen.
This judge is a very partisan judge, with a person who's very partisan sitting alongside of him, perhaps even much more partisan than he is.
Now, the judge forced Trump to take the stand to explain his comments, and he testified under oath. He was talking about you. The judge said that claim was not credible. What's your reaction? What happened? Could he have been talking about you?
No, and he knew he wasn't. The judge obviously knew that he wasn't. Let me be clear about this. This was the most limited gag order that I've ever seen. It was so limited that it was almost impossible to actually.
Yeah, Michael Cohen is. I've checked him out on what is it? His podcast is what, Political Beatdown. That's the one that I've seen. Yeah, I from what I've seen of him, I really don't have too many issues with him. I mean, he's not in office anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like I've enjoyed checking him out. He's pretty funny. You know what I'm saying? Like hey, I mean, shit. He put his foot down and did the right thing after. So hey, what can you really say? And he owns it too. He's like, yeah, I did what I did. It was stupid. I shouldn't have did it, but yeah. What more can you really ask from him?
Actually violated if you were anyone other than Donald Trump. The judge Engoron stated, say anything that you want about me, just don't talk about my staff, don't talk about my law clerk. And he can't help himself.
And the law clerk is the one that sits next to the judge.
Of course. And he's like a petulant child. You tell that child, you can go into this candy store that has 10,000 items. You have a peanut allergy, so you can't eat M&M peanuts. And that's all that the kid wants. And he's going to fight you tooth and nail until he gets what he wants. He doesn't care about what the judge said. Doesn't $10,000. He doesn't care. The only thing that's going to stop him is if they actually say to him, you know what, next time, you're going to stay downstairs in the cell for the entire night. Don't do it again. Because what the judge said to him, you're not only creating a hassle, but what you're doing is dangerous to my staff, and I won't allow it.
Michael, Trump's been showing up at a lot of the court proceedings lately. What do you think that's about? Is he trying to intimidate witnesses and others in court? I can't even count the number of verbal attacks he continues.
Hell, nah, Mike, you for real? If so, shit, hell yeah, do that shit.
To make against you. What's that all about?
Because I think I seen you was at a show yesterday.
It's definitely witness intimidation. That's when he had heard that I was coming in the week before, which I was unfortunately not able to sit because of a medical condition. It was pushed off for 1 week. He then could not show up because that would show that the only reason he was coming was for me. Then he comes to the 2 days that I was on the stand. And so will he come when his children, which is supposedly next week? I don't know.
Now, having just witnessed Trump's courtroom behavior firsthand, what are your thoughts about his state of mind right now? You know him as well as anybody. After all, this is a guy who is running for president, and the first caucus is less.
And I did just notice that. I guess they're having them set up to look at cameras, at certain cameras that are in there. That would be my guess. Otherwise, I don't know. That is kind of weird.
And 12 weeks away. What is his state of mind? You looked at him. You said you looked at him in the eye. What is going through his mind right now? And what is he doing to show certain things that we in the public can see whether or not he's unhinged, under stress, or he's really as strong in fighting as he tries to appear to be?
But he looks, when I sat across from him, to me, he looks defeated. He looks like something I have never seen before, at least during the time period that I was with him. He absolutely looks like he has been defeated, he has lost, and that he doesn't know which way is north and which way is south. As far as unhinged, the guy has lost it. I mean, I don't know whether, I don't want to be a doctor here, but there's something cognitively wrong with him. I don't know also what his lawyers had shared with him in terms of a strategy. The strategy was to, let's just denigrate Michael Cohen for 8 hours, for as many days as, we can have him on the stand. Let's just continue to call him a perjurer, a liar, a convict, a felon, whatever. And by doing that, they actually thought that they were going to be able to get this directed verdict. When they didn't get it, he slams his hands on the table. He jumps up. Secret Service jumps up after him. He makes a whole march to go outside. This is not clearly presidential. Could you imagine? This is only a New York Attorney General civil matter. Could you imagine if, hypothetically, right now he had to deal with a foreign nation, with all that's going on in the country right now, in the world? Could you imagine this is the guy who's going to represent us?
And that's why I'm saying, like, I'm seriously, like, when it comes to his general election campaign, no one who's worth a damn wants anything to do with Donald Trump. Not only because the ship is sinking, but because he doesn't pay people, like stuff like that. Like, what? It's just not worth it. It's not worth the trouble, man. Anybody who has anything to gain with Donald Trump, who would have had something to gain with him, I think is better to say, their better bet is to just wait it out and go with someone else. It really is, because, this country overall really ain't feeling all this extremism. Now, we're returning to the this is literally one of the greatest websites ever. And you already know what I'm gonna bring up. It's time for some chip chick. All right. This is the greatest websites ever. One of them. And because again, it's just always stuff like this. It's like people just send in random things about their lives, about their dating lives, and it's just so juicy. It's just so good. And now listen, fellas, we've all been broke. We all have struggled, but you ain't got to be this damn broke. She dated a broke guy who couldn't afford the drinks he took her out for, asked for money to buy the flowers that he wanted to give her, and even asked for another $20 2 weeks later. Now, this is just unnecessary. This is just you act like you got a problem. My man's got some type of issue, because ain't nobody got to be this damn broke. You feel me? Like you didn't need to go. He snuck her in. He was like, all right, I'm a finesse this. He finessed it. He was like, we finna go out for drinks, but I'm gonna make her pay for it. I ain't even gonna mention. And then he said, but I'd love to give you those flowers. Buy them so I can hand them to you. Like, sheesh. You gotta have better game than this, man. You gotta do better than this. See, look. Okay, I think this was we watched it, or there was a video of this. I think we did that on Indisputable, actually. He dated a guy who was seriously into fitness, and once when he ordered carbs at a restaurant, the guy actually reached over the table, took the buns off his sandwich, and claimed he deserved to date somebody with a six-pack. He went out on a date with a guy who actually argued with their father after he was confronted for not tipping enough on the bill. Like, it's just the most random things, bro. It's just the most random stuff. But yeah, bro, ain't nobody. Hold on, what is this? Like, ooh. See, like, it's just juicy. You can't help but just stick around. You know what I'm saying? But look, fellas, like I said, Mike said he probably got mad game. Right. He finessed her out of the drinks. He finessed her out of the flowers. He was like, y'all, my game's so tight, I'm gonna make you buy yourself some flowers. Oh man, like I said, ain't nobody gotta be this damn broke, man. You don't gotta be this broke. Or find a way around it. You feel me? Find you a way around it. Now, that concludes the Monday stream. We had a fantastic Monday stream. A very, very good time. You know what? That's an interesting statement that I agree with. That's an interesting statement I agree with. I don't know exactly what you mean by it, but my guess is just more in lines of music is music. Music is expression. It just is. I agree, man. Music is one of my favorite things in the whole world. It's just so damn good, man. If you don't like music, like a Candace Owens type of motherfucker, imagine not liking music, man. Candace Owens ass. Nah, man. Unacceptable. Hold on, we're going to go back to what we started with today. Where do we start with today? Here we go. This how we going to end. We're going to end the way we started today. Hassan, brother, thank you so much. You said next time you see Dr. Richie, I need for you to ask him who thought it was a good idea for Flavor Flav to sing. Hey, I'm going to have to ask him because I'm pretty sure he definitely saw that. I'm pretty sure he definitely saw that. Man, thank you for the $5 super chat, my brother. I'm going to be sure to ask him about that. Now, let's go ahead and take this hit together. I appreciate y'all, man. Cheers. All right, everybody. I'm about to go relax, eat me something, and get back to work. I gotta respond to several of y'all emails, and I'm gonna send out the newsletter later today as well. So, love and appreciate y'all. I will see you tomorrow.